First of all, I want to ask you about Stormy Daniels. You had her on your show.
Yes.
A few years ago when she was first out with her story. And then to your credit, you pointed out on your show that her testimony in this trial changed dramatically from then to now. Do you think she's trying to paint herself as a fake Me Too victim now?
That's what it looked like. I don't know if I would use the word dramatically, but it did shift. I mean, she said in the trial, she said it again, kind of the same thing that she said on the show, but she also talked about the incident in ways that she certainly hadn't back when I was interviewing her, that we used all the buzzwords of the Me Too movement, of power imbalance, and I was afraid to leave, and he blocked the door, and I was afraid. And then the thing that was so preposterous, I thought was, I blacked out.
She lost fingers in her feeling in her fingers and toes, Bill.
Well, I mean, as I said at the time, this is someone who's not unused to having sex with strange people. Not strange that they're people, just that they're stranger to you because she's a porn star. So when you're a porn star, it's like, hi, meet Bob. He's going to fuck you in 2 minutes. Okay, great. Are we ready for wood? Come on, people. We're losing the light. So the idea that she would black out because this was such a traumatic experience was, to me, straining credulity. But, I didn't think they should have gone ahead with this trial to begin with. I mean, first of all, it should have been an election interference trial brought by Merrick Garland. I tore him a new asshole a couple of weeks ago because all these trials are probably not going to come to anything, and they had 4 years to do it. But it wound up being a trial about falsifying business records in state court. And, I don't know, do you think he's going to win it?
I don't think Trump is going to win it because because I think it was lost on jury selection. It's New York. It went 87% for Joe Biden.
Do you think 12 jurors are going to? I mean, it's because
if I had to put money,
all 12 jurors.
Here's my thought: they should not vote to convict because he's put on a great case. The defense has put on a great case. Just they really haven't put on much of a case at all, but they've done enough to poke holes in Michael Cohen's testimony to win this case. But I think they lost it on jury selection in the same way OJ was lost on jury selection.
Let me ask you this, Counselor. Michael Cohen did serve prison time for doing this.
No, not for doing this. That's the problem. He served prison time for lying about taxes and his taxi medallion scheme. And then at the last minute, they added on this election interference or campaign finance violation. And he said, sure, I did that too. But that was never the bulk of the charges that was about to send him into prison with the raids on his house and all that. That was an add-on at the end.
That was not my interpretation of it. I thought he went to jail because he was the fixer in this case.
They're trying to lead you to believe that, Bill. But you trust Andy McCarthy of National Review, for example, a very straight shooter. He hates Trump like you do. He's been pointing this out. So is many other legal. Anyway,
I'll relook at it.
But in your defense, that's sort of how they're setting it up in this trial, and that is what the jury has heard too. What you just said. So that's one of the reasons why I believe they probably will conclude he did it. They're going to say Cohen, he pleaded guilty to it. Weisselberg, he's in jail. Why is he in jail? And they've been led like with a trail of breadcrumbs, I think, to probably the wrong conclusion. But I do think it'll be reversed.
And how will it affect the election, if at all?
I don't think
it will either.
Don't you think it's all been baked in at this point?
I do, absolutely. I mean, look, to most people, it's just a sex case. I did an editorial about this. It's in the book also about I saw this movie when it was called Kill Bill, when they did it with Bill Clinton. And people just do not like it when they go after presidents for their sex lives. And the idea that Trump would be fucking a porn star at a golf charity event while his wife was home nursing their newborn is something we just assumed he would be doing because, again, you're the party of family values. So it is, as you say, baked into the cake. The only thing surprising was that
for the record, Trump denies it.
But you don't really believe it.
Well, I'll tell you, here's my honest reaction.
You can't tell me you think he didn't fuck Stormy Daniels.
Let me tell you what I think.
Because that's going to really...
Leading up to the trial, I said many times he did it. Let's face it. He denies it for the record and the legal purposes. He denies it. But when I heard her do her, dramatic reenactment of it all, now it's Me Too, no feeling in the fingers. I blacked out. I felt threatened because he was sitting on the bed when I came out of the bathroom and I couldn't get to the door. He was sitting on the bed. That's called leaving the hotel room. We've all done that. Like you just walk around the bed and you walk out the door.
No, I mean,
I started to doubt her story. I started to wonder whether this whole thing was some sort of a shakedown. If I had to put money on it, I'd say they had sex, but I don't believe anything past that.
Well, that's silly. I mean, there's no good people.
You're so pejorative. What do you mean? I've been
silly.
watching this trial very carefully,
I'm
and
sure.
I've been
Okay.
dismissive of your lack of knowledge. This is my opinion based on what I saw and 10 years of cross-examining people. She's a liar.
That doesn't mean he didn't fuck her. Okay, yes, both things are true. I mean, it's like saying, O.J. Simpson, were the police corrupt, or did he kill his wife? Both. Both.
Yep.
I used to say, the cops are so inept they could not frame a guilty man. The cops did a bad job, and he killed his wife.
All right, so what do you...
And Stormy Daniels is a horrible witness, and so is Michael Cohen. There's no good people in this trial, and he fucked her at that golf tournament. That's just who he was.